For just the second time as ACC foes, Notre Dame and Stanford square off today, this time in a sunny but chilly South Bend on this 1st of May right here in the Midwest. And we are so happy to have you with us at Frank Eck Stadium. Upstairs in the broadcast booth, Chris Daly here alongside Jack Rinaldi. Chris, let's dive right into it. Stanford comes into this game riding hot, winners of 6 straight, and how about 3 in a row via the walk-off?
Yeah, that's absurd, Jack. It feels like all the pieces to the puzzle are coming together for Stanford. At the plate, they've been hot across the entire order right now, and it feels like it's just big moment after big moment for this Cardinal team.
Yeah, and rising to those big moments has been a freshman, Teddy Tokheim. He's been leading the way at the plate really for Stanford all season. You see these ranks among true freshmen in the country. He has just been outstanding.
Yeah, it speaks for itself, all these stats. And it sounds cliche, Jack, but Teddy Tokheim plays well beyond his years. He's not fazed by any opposition. We saw that against FSU. He had a great series against a ranked team, and I'm sure he'll have that same mindset in this series against Notre Dame.
Yeah, Stanford head coach David Esther could not have spoken more highly of Teddy Tokheim. On the mound for Notre Dame, another player whose coach could not have spoken highly of him is Jack Riddell. 7 innings pitched, another complete game for him last Friday against Boston College. You see the numbers there. He has just been a workhorse for Notre Dame this season.
Yeah, he's just been getting the job done day in and day out. He's 3rd in the ACC in strikeouts. One of the best arms in the entire conference. His fastball is ridiculous. He's going to put on a show for the Irish, I'm sure.
Notre Dame certainly hoping for it. He's been their most consistent arm all season, and for a team that struggled to find pitching consistency, they have counted on Jack Riddell all season. He'll face a talented Stanford lineup today, though, highlighted at the top by Rintaro Sasaki, who's certainly not your traditional leadoff hitter, but has been great, hitting .296 with 9 home runs since moving up to the top of the order.
Yeah, and this entire season, he's really started to come to life. He was a big-time prospect from Japan. He had a walk-off grand slam against the Seminoles last Sunday. So you want to talk about the team riding momentum. How about Sasaki himself? What a moment that was for him.
Yeah, that is an outstanding moment. Chris, you said before the game, he said that was the best moment of his life after he hit that walk-off grand slam. Chance to start things off positively here as well as he digs in for Jack Riddell's first offering. The right-hander fires, and Sasaki hits this first pitch high and foul behind the dish. Quattrani is there, and there's 1 out. 1 pitch and 1 away for Jack Riddell.
That's a dream start for Notre Dame. You want to keep Riddell on the mound for as long as possible today. Executed to perfection.
Yeah, if you're Stanford, you want to try and get deep into the count against Jack Riddell, which is easier said than done. Riddell throws a lot of strikes. He does not walk many batters at all. That's maybe his best trait and something that MLB scouts love about him. As another first pitch strike is in there this time.
Yeah, you look at the top dogs in the ACC on the mound. Riddell, out of all those guys that have 75-plus strikeouts, by far the least amount of walks amongst them all.
And he's ahead 0-2 here. Court McDonald at the dish now for Stanford. McDonald, a senior from Texas. Like a lot of this Stanford lineup, he's been very good lately. He's got hits in 15 of his last 20 games. He waits on the 0-2. And fights it off. Remains 0-2.
I'll raise you one, Jack. 10 of his 30 hits this season have gone for extra bases.
That'll play. And Stanford's got good power at the top of the order with Sasaki, who just fouled out, and now with McDonald. And he strikes out looking here. Riddell is underway fast here in the first inning. Quickly 2 down.
Yeah, great work from Jack Riddell right here. Just a beautiful start today, and no chance for McDonald. Catches one.
Teddy Tokheim now, we talked about in the open. The true freshman designated hitter steps in. Takes strike 1 from Riddell. 3 batters and 3 first pitch strikes for Jack Riddell, Chris. That's a good formula for the Irish starter.
Yeah, I think he might have looked at this Stanford team. They got all this momentum, puts a bit of a chip on his shoulder. He wants to be the one to diffuse it and put it out.
Tokheim at the dish now, behind 0-2, has been awesome this year. He's got hits in 28 of his 35 games played this season and an extra base hit in 17 of the 35. He waits on the 0-2. And lines one into right field. That's going to be down for a hit. Might be extra bases. Tokheim around first. He'll be into second standing. And Stanford has a 2-out double for their first base runner of the game.
Well done from Tokheim. He just adds to his collection of hits this season that you mentioned. And Ardell puts his head down. He would have liked to get out with a 1-2-3 inning. He's going to have to wait now.
Stanford is a very good team with 2 outs. They're hitting .263 as a team with 2 outs this year. And they get a 2-out extra base hit from Tokheim and a chance for Eric Gian now with a runner in scoring position. Gian lines one down the line and left. Waters ranging over and cannot get there with a dive. Tokheim will score and Gian will pull into second with an RBI double. Right on cue, the Cardinal deliver with 2 outs, and they strike first in South Bend.
Well, everything flips here. First 2 at-bats, as sweet as it comes for Notre Dame, then all of a sudden, everything changes, and Eric Gian, who has been on an absolute tear this year, places this ball perfectly. No chance for Waters. Good effort from the left fielder, but just unable to corral it.
Waters got some help from the wind there, which is blowing 15 miles an hour out of the northwest. That means it's blowing left to right on the baseball field, so that ball blown back towards Waters, still couldn't get there with the dive. And Stanford leads it 1-0. It's chilly for May 1st in South Bend today. 48 degrees the air temp, 36 degrees the feels like at the moment. Bouncing ball foul. Counts 1-1.
Well, J.J. Moran at the plate. He was the man who delivered the walk-off in Stanford's midweek against UC Davis. And 3rd walk-off in a row. Man on second, Eric Gian had his turn against Florida State with a walk-off.
1-1 pitch in there for a strike. It's 1-2. Moran is second on the team with 14 2-out RBIs this year. Number 15 would meet a 2-0 lead for Stanford this first inning. 1-2 pitch. Misses outside, ball 2. Moran's taken a big step forward this year. He started just 5 games as a freshman last season. This year he started 40. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. In there for a called strike 3. And we will head to this home frame of the first inning. Stanford 1, Notre Dame 0. Underway from Frank Eck Stadium. Here's Andrew Shaw, the 6'3 freshman, who will start things off today for Stanford. The Cardinal have a bit of a non-traditional approach in ACC play. They pitch by committee a little bit, and Shaw's a good example of that. Does not go long very often, but it is effective in short stints.
It is effective, and it's working, so why would you change it up right now? 4th start of the season for the young Andrew Shaw.
He'll face a Notre Dame lineup that has provided plenty of runs recently. They're spearheaded by Bino Waters, who is having himself a big April, Chris.
Yeah, Bino Waters in April, a .448 at the plate, 10 multi-hit games. You see it right there, and it looks like the Bino that we saw in his freshman year when he absolutely exploded onto the scene. Was one of the top first years in all of the ACC. Right now, hitting .373 on the year. That ranks top 10 in the conference. Bino's got the power, and he's got the consistency as well to match for it.
Yeah, he was someone that Coach Stifler really highlighted as having the build of a prototypical power hitter, but not the philosophy. He's the best when he uses the opposite field, both alleys and the gaps, and he's someone that Coach Stifler called a complete hitter. Here's another complete hitter and veteran, Drew Birkland. He'll lead things off for Notre Dame as Andrew Shaw will get us started in the bottom of the first. Shaw's first pitch, low and in. Birkeland, a transfer from Minnesota, .317 hitter this year at .414 is the leadoff man. He's batted leadoff all season for the Irish and has been very effective in that role. Takes a strike here, it's 1-1. Birkeland waits and fouls the 1-1 offering off. It'll be 1-2.
You want to talk about momentum. 2 home runs for Birkeland in Game 3 of that Boston College series just about a week ago now. 3 RBIs. Best performance of the year for him.
We talked about Sasaki being a little bit of the non-traditional power-focused leadoff man, but Birkeland no slouch in that department. 8 home runs for him on the year. He waits on the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And he goes down on 4 pitches. 1 down here in the first.
Yeah, nice start here from Shaw, freshman, not phased whatsoever, up in the zone, and Birkeland goes down swinging.
He went with the high one there. Shaw, not a guy that's going to blow you away on the radar gun. Probably high 80s, maybe flirting with 90 with the fastball. But he's got a funky delivery from that left side. And he throws a lot of strikes. Throws one on the first pitch to Waters, who we just talked about. Oh, 1. Now 0-2. Again, Coach Stifler raved about Bino Waters' approach change in the middle of the year. He said that maybe beginning of the year he was trying to focus too much on going pull side and really rediscover that opposite field. That's how he's been so effective here as of late. He holds back on the 0-2.
Yeah,
and now there's a ball and 2 strikes.
It's a credit to Bino, too, being a coachable kid, right? I mean, it's coach's dream for a young guy who's also having a lot of success, not to be too cocky at all, to humble himself a little bit and, you know, to get to the lab and get to work.
1-2, hit back up the middle, right into the shift. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Eric Gion, the second baseman, playing behind the bag on Waters. Here's the catcher now, Mark Quattrani, the Cornell transfer who has also been a staple atop this Notre Dame order. Double-digit home runs for Quattrani this year with 11. He takes behind him on the first pitch. 1-0 with 2 outs. Quattrani, for all the talk about his power, is really just an excellent contact guy. .350 average this year. That's outstanding, Chris.
Yeah, it really is. And he actually hasn't even had a home run in 9 games. That's his longest streak of the season without a long ball. Granted, a few times the thought maybe he would go yard, and he falls just short, but yeah, he's been superb for Notre Dame.
He's ahead 2-0 here. And lines one into left field. That's down for a base hit. Quattrani thinking about second base. He will try for it, and he will be in there with a slide. So a 2-out double for Stanford in the first inning, and now a 2-out double for Notre Dame here in the bottom half.
Yeah, well, right on cue, Jack. You're talking about Mark Quattrani not as a power guy, but just a contact hitter, and he delivers right away. Great piece of hitting, and then how about the wheels, too?
He was thinking about second right out of the box there.
Yeah, I thought maybe the stop sign goes up at first, but he makes it to second. Credit to him.
And that funky shift that Stanford was in there, I'm not sure helped with getting a player over to cover second base. Maybe made the decision a little easier for Quattrani. Now there's 2 outs for Paso, who lines one towards third. What a play in the throw in time. J.J. Moran flashing the leather to end this bottom half of the first inning. Stanford still 1, Notre Dame 0. How about this from Moran at third? Flashy way to send us to the second. Sean Stifler is coaching a young team this year, but his teams have traditionally peaked at the right time, late April, early May. Notre Dame certainly hoping for a late season upswing as they look towards the ACC tournament. And again, Chris, very young team with some room for improvement around the board.
Yeah, and they have no better mentor for themselves than Sean Stifler. He's done it before. You see there with VCU for many years, had tons of success. He's looking to replicate that in the ACC. It's always a challenge. Both coaches that we've talked to before the game are like, hey, every weekend it's like a regional, it's like a super regional playing against all these ACC opponents. But Stifler so far are doing well with the Irish.
Riddell ahead 0-2, and you just can't really emphasize how young this Notre Dame team is. They've got 3 true freshmen and a sophomore around the horn on the infield, and both corner outfield spots are sophomores. The only players that are juniors or older are the center fielder, Drew Berkland, and the catcher, Mark Quattrani. Of course, Riddell on the mound, a senior, and headed for the major leagues after this season. And he's got a strikeout looking here to start the top of the second inning. Brady Reynolds goes down looking.
It's a great response, too, from Jack Riddell. You look at the first inning, a quick 2 outs to start, then he lets up a run. No better way to answer the bell than a nice early strikeout here in the top of the second.
Here's Charlie Bates, the shortstop for Stanford. 7-game on-base streak for him as he takes a first pitch strike. Boy, how good is Riddell with the first pitch strikes, Chris?
Yeah, I feel like every single at-bat, I wish I'd been keeping a tally. I would like to say he has so far, though, today.
And he's ahead 0-2 again.
Just attacking the zone early, building the confidence up, and it's proven pivotal.
0-2. Bounces this one, it's 1-2. To go back to what you touched on with the walks and Riddell in the first inning, he's walked just 15 batters in 11 starts this year. Chris, that's unheard of.
Yeah, it really is. And I mentioned it, you look at the guys in the ACC, Wes Mendez, who's been great at Florida State, Chris Lavana's at Wake Forest. Fantastic pitchers. 24, 21 walks for the 2 of them, right? And in Jack Riddell, it's just his ability to put the ball in the zone, it's unmatched.
2-2. Misses low, it's 3-2. And of course, right on cue, he's thrown 3 consecutive balls.
Of course, right?
Full count now to Charlie Bates. Slashing ball down the left field line. And safely down. We'll do the 3-2 again.
Tell you what, it might be a little thing. I don't think as many left fielders are going to run to that ball as hard as Bino Waters out there. Guy's a hustler, even when he knows he might not even be able to make the play.
Well, you certainly can never doubt the effort with Bino Waters. Saw that diving attempt in the first inning. And trying his best to track that one down. 3-2. And fouled off again. David Esker, Stanford head coach, told us earlier this week that he wants his team to take some professional at-bats. And I think we're seeing one right here with Charlie Bates.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's able to stay alive. Went down early, but even there, it's a little bit of contact, and the dugout is pumped up as a result.
Again, it's big when you consider who Notre Dame has behind Jack Riddell and the question marks with the bullpen this year. If you can get Riddell's pitch count up and not allow him to go as deep into the game, that's huge. So even if it's just foul balls, and whether or not Bates gets on here, obviously Stanford does want him on base, but whether or not he gets on base, a 10-pitch at bat is going to be huge for increasing Riddell's pitch count. Three-two. And again, bounced foul.
I alluded to it earlier, but they started the game. It was one pitch, Sasaki, right? The leadoff batter. It's an early out. And then from there, I think Stanford just starting to figure it out. But he has more than Charlie Bates.
Again, 3-2. And he missed low. What an at-bat from Charlie Bates, who draws a 12-pitch walk with one out in the top of the second. I mean, can't say enough about how outstanding an at-bat that is from Charlie Bates.
Yeah, it's phenomenal for Bates. And now I'm curious to see how Riddell responds here. He had a nice response early in the inning after a tough bottom of the first, let up a run. He probably wasn't hoping to do that, so see how he delivers now.
Now it's Jimmy Nadai, the senior from Sydney, Australia. Had an outstanding 2025 last year. Collegiate Gold Glove finalist at second base, and he led Stanford in home runs with 16. He was named a preseason All-American coming into this year. He's behind 0-1 here. Riddell checks back to first, but Bates under the tag and plenty of time. Bates has solid speed out there. He's stolen 3 bases in Stanford's last 3 games. And he's got a sizable lead off first. Riddell comes home and Nadai swings and misses. He's behind 0-2.
And to your point about Bates, his 9 this season leads the Cardinal as a collective. So he's who they look for, the speedster on the bags.
Nadai, a 300 hitter with runners on base. Riddell again checks back to first. And again, Bates back in plenty of time. Oh-2 now. This is outside, ball 1. One-two. And again, Riddell back to first.
Riddell just keeping Bates honest right now.
He's run 13 times this year and stolen bases on 9 of those tries. 1-2. Lined into center field. Berkland going back toward the track and makes the play, 2 out. Bates will not tag. Luke Lavin now, the catcher for Stanford, comes to the dish. 1 on and 2 out for him.
He had a great series against Florida State, Jack. Interested to see how he continues to progress now late in the season. This is a big series for him. He's 4 for 8 at the plate against the Seminoles.
Takes another first pitch strike from Jack Riddell. He's been scorching hot lately. 8 hits in his last 19 at-bats. Those at-bats have spanned the team's last 10 games, and he's got the team-high .421 batting average in that span. Riddell again back to first, closer that time with Bates, but still safe.
They just want to get Lavin on base because on deck is Sasaki, who leads the team in homers.
Stanford already has 1 2-out RBI today. Can they get another? 0-2 now to Lavin. Riddell looking for his first scoreless frame of the night. And got him swinging, strike 3. So we will head to the bottom of the second inning. Jack Riddell doing what he does. Another strikeout for him means Stanford strands 1. And Notre Dame will bat after this on the ACC Network Extra. Down for the Cardinal. That's not always been the case this season. You see here, Stanford's thrown out 7 starters in ACC play, and their average start has been just 2 1/3. They've had only 1 player on their team throw 4+ innings in any ACC game this year.
Yeah, it's very unique, Jack. This style, you don't see it too much. It's such a young pitching staff. It makes sense, and it's working. Now the question is, how long will Andrew Shaw last in this game? The average, you saw it there, 2 1/3. Shaw this year has only had 5 games where he's completed 2 or more complete innings.
Fairly uneventful first for Shaw, other than the double to Quattrani. But even that came with 2 outs. So if you're going to give up an extra base hit, that's the time to do it. Here's Jace Lee now, the hometown kid from South Bend. He's having himself a nice sophomore year.
And his batting average has shot up this year. Just found a lot more consistency. It was about piecing it together every series, every game, and being able to do that here in year 2.
2-0. And takes high and away, ball 3. Shaw has walked only 6 batters this season in 22 2/3 worth of work. He's behind 3-0. And this pitch in there for a strike. 3-1 now to Lee. This one lifted into right field. Reynolds coming in on it and makes the catch. 1 out.
Third baseman number 22, Parker Brustevich.
Here comes Parker Brustevich now, the sophomore third baseman for Notre Dame. 280 hitter this season with just shy of a 400 on base percentage.
He's reached base in the past 6 games, 12 of the last 13, so he is getting better here in the final stretch.
Takes outside for ball 1. Brustevich led the team in hits last year as a freshman, and he's come back with a very similar approach this year. He's not a guy that's going to blow you away with much power. Slugging just .338 next to his .279 average. But he's a guy that puts the ball in play, doesn't strike out a ton, just 29 strikeouts in 136 at-bats. As he takes strike 1.
Yeah, defensively he's been sharp as well, somebody Stifler relies upon. Many young players on this team in a very big role, Jack.
And he's played really 2 different positions this season as well. He's played first and third. And with Dylan Passo's emergence at first base in the middle of the season, Brustevich has been kicked over to third base, where he's played with a pretty solid glove despite playing first to start the season. 2-2 now. And this one's lined into center field, and it's going to be down for a base hit. Gord McDonald pulled up on it, and Notre Dame's got a 1-out base runner.
Yeah, well, once again for Parker Brustevich, it's a really solid piece of hitting. Right to shallow center. He was 2 for 4 in the midweek against Milwaukee, 3 for 4 against Central Michigan, and his hot streak this continues to keep on here against Stanford.
Brustevich only 1 stolen base this season in 1 try. So not a huge running threat out there. And Doughty's going anywhere with the lefty Shaw on the mound. Here's Mason Barth at the plate, the second baseman. One of 3 true freshmen starting on the infield for Notre Dame today. Barth takes inside, ball 2. Shaw was very effective with the first pitch strikes in the first inning. This inning, it's been a first pitch ball to all 3 batters he's faced. 2-0. 2-1 now.
Yeah, a little bit of movement too in the Stanford bullpen, so curious to see what happens, especially after this at-bat, given the situation, of course.
Brustevich on first, 1 out. Barth at the plate, and Shaw checks back to first. Barth, a .268 hitter this year with runners on base. 2-1. And he takes outside, 3-1. Coach Stifler also emphasized wanting the younger players on his team to take professional at-bats. It's something he highlighted with Dylan Passo, and it's something he highlighted for really all the true freshmen and even sophomores that he has in the lineup. Just wants more professional at-bats from his team, and I think you're seeing one here with a 3-1 count to Mason Barth. And he takes outside, ball 4.
Yeah, it's exactly that. A lot of these guys have the power, right? That's why they were big recruits. Stifler's recruited very well throughout his 4 years now in South Bend, but it's just about being patient, right? Everything's a whole lot faster in college baseball. Slow down and the game will come to you. And that's exactly what happens as Barth takes first.
Conversation here at the mound with Andrew Shaw. He's worked himself into a little bit of a jam here with 2 on and 1 out. It's going to be the freshman Jamie Z.
And that looks like Parker Warner warming up, should I say, for the Cardinal. 31 and a third innings pitched this year for him. 30 strikeouts, 19 walks.
Home plate umpire Brandon Cooper steps out to the mound to break up the mound visit. And Andrew Shaw will stay out there with 1 out and 2 on. Stanford a 1-run lead after an early 2-out double. And they look to protect that with Jamie Z at the plate. Shaw waits and fires. First pitch strike to Z. Z, another player who's been moved around the diamond at times this season. This afternoon, he's starting at shortstop. He's behind 0-1. And he takes ball 1 here, counts even. Z not the highest average this season, 202, but has been good with runners in scoring position, 313, that number on the season. And he's got 3 home runs. Fouls this one off down the left field line. Two on, 2 strikes, 1 out for Jamie Z. He waits on the pitch from Shaw. And fouls it off. Still 1-2.
This is also a big moment right now for Andrew Shaw. We talk a whole lot about the professionalism of the at-bats for these hitters on both sides, but about Shaw, I mean, he's a freshman. One of the bigger moments he's been placed in all year.
2-2 now after Z takes another ball. It's early in this game, but anytime you can play with a lead against a pitcher as good as Jack Riddell for Notre Dame, you have to do that if you're Stanford. So big to try and protect this advantage, even though it is early in the game.
Yeah, certainly.
2-2, 2 on, 1 out. And Z fouls it off again, still 2-2. Another 2-2 pitch coming. And again fouled off. Another good at bat from Notre Dame here. This time it's Jamie Z staying alive with some foul balls. Again, the 2-2. Down low, ball 3. And they count full now to Jamie Z. Ninth pitch of the at-bat coming here. Full count pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Big time strikeout from Andrew Shaw. And there's 2 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Yeah, a bit of a collective sigh of relief for this whole Stanford team, especially the young man on the mound, Andrew Shaw, the freshman, delivering when he needs it the most. And you can see the frustration from the Irish as well. They wanted that. He said you got Riddell starting today. You got to make the most of the time he's on the mound, especially when you come up on offense. Got to help him out.
Here's the senior designated hitter now, Andrew Graham. Just 10 at-bats for him this season, but 3 hits in those 10 at-bats. No extra base hits. And Shaw hit him. Bases will be loaded now with 2 out, and Drew Berkland coming to the plate for Notre Dame.
You mentioned it a bit earlier, Jack, about working these pitchers. That's exactly what happens with JBZ. He gets out, of course, but next pitch to Andrew Graham. Control just wasn't there. We got a mound visit.
And this looks like this might be the end of the day for Andrew Shaw. If it is, he goes 1 2/3 with 2 hits and leaves 3 out there for whoever Stanford chooses to bring out of the bullpen.
And it looks like they're going to be bringing out Parker Warner.
Indeed it is. Big number 23 for Stanford. The right-hander will take the ball when we come back on the ACC Network Extra. Next stadium, tough situation here for Parker Warner to inherit. Bases loaded and 2 out. He'll face Drew Berkland.
Yeah, this is a really interesting at-bat. He's got to get ahead early if you're Parker Warner right now. He's one of the most worked pitchers on this Stanford team, so there's an obvious sense of trust for him. It's just about control and taking things 1 pitch at a time here, especially in this situation that he inherits.
Yeah, you see that strikeout to walk number. When he throws it in the zone, he's very effective, but 19 walks this season in 31 1/3 innings. That's a challenge with nowhere to put anybody in the bases loaded. Warner, a big talent that was recognized in the preseason. He was on the initial watch list for the 2026 National Pitcher of the Year award in the preseason. So a lot of talent for him. And again, Chris, a guy that you said Stanford really trusts, especially in these kinds of situations.
Yeah, the intangibles are all there for Parker Warner, and he only trails Nick Duggan and Trevor Moore in the sense of innings pitched this year for the Cardinal.
Drew Berkland will dig in now. Struck out looking in the first. 2 outs and the bases loaded for him. He takes ball 1 from the right-hander. Berkland hitting .344 with runners on base and .250 with the bases loaded this season. He's also a .314 hitter with 2 outs. And he takes a big cut at the 1-0, and it's 1-1.
How about this, too, from Notre Dame? You're 6, 7, and 9 hitters all on base right now. And tons of production in the bottom of the order. It's exactly what Coach Sean Stifler was hoping for and hoping to see out of his team before the series.
1-1. And the off-speed pitch misses. It's 2-1 now to Berkland. You look through this Notre Dame lineup, again, with all these young players, if they're struggling to produce or having a tough afternoon, that lineup gets very thin. So a welcome sight for the Irish to see those 6 through 9 hitters producing. 2-1. And Berkland lines one into center. Wynn pushing it towards the right field gap. Back near the wall, and the catch is made on the track by Brady Reynolds. So Notre Dame still scoreless after a long final out in the bottom of the second. Third inning after this on the ACC Network Extra. The books here at Frank Eck Stadium. And a look at David Esker, the head coach of Stanford in his 9th season. Got a chance with a sweep this weekend to reach 300 career wins with the Cardinal.
Yeah, how about it? He's a Stanford legend even as a player. He won a College World Series with them back in the late 80s. He was an assistant in the early 90s and a California baseball legend as well. 18 years at Cal Berkeley prior to coming to Stanford. He has really helped navigate this program during their transition to the ACC.
And this is a storied and very proud program. And Sasaki drills one toward the gap in right field, headed back near the wall, and it is one hopping over the fence for an automatic double. Sasaki wasting no time in the third, drilling the first pitch from Jack Riddell into the gap in right field. And he's on second with nobody out.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about his power. Now this one doesn't go yard, but back at his high school, same high school as Shohei Ohtani, he leads them all time in home runs, Jack, and you can see the talent right there. He'll be real happy about it. 2 short at-bats to start the game for Sasaki.
He's only seen 2 pitches, but he's 1 for 2. And now another hard hit ball. This time it's up the middle. Berkland trying to get on it in center field. Sasaki's going to get the stop sign at third base. The throw to second is not in time. Heads up base running from Court McDonald as he beats the throw, and Stanford has 2 in scoring position with nobody out at the top of the third.
Yeah, I'm thinking if this throw was just a little bit sharper, a little bit closer to second, and maybe Notre Dame gets the out. You can see right there. It's a tough play, much easier said than done, and as you say, Jack, great base running from McDonald.
Yeah, McDonald's got good speed, and he uses it there. Again, like you said, Chris, maybe would have been a closer play or maybe even an out with a better throw. But in any case, Stanford 2 on, nobody out. And their best hitter, Teddy Tokheim, at the plate. And Tokheim swings and misses 1-1.
A lovely movement on the pitch from Riddell. He needed that. It's that extra boost of confidence right now after first 2 batters get on base.
And Tokheim waves and misses at the off-speed pitch. It's 1-2. Two strikes to Teddy Tokheim now. And he swings and misses. Big time strikeout from Jack Riddell. And there's 1 out with 2 on.
Yeah, leaves Tokheim absolutely stranded here. He goes down swinging, and you talk about professional at-bats. You know, these freshmen, they have the power. It's just about being patient. Maybe a few times he could have been in that at-bat, but go back to the dugout and try to come back sharper later on.
Here's Eric Gian, and he swings and misses at the first pitch from Riddell. Gian, a rare undergraduate transfer to Stanford. He came from Columbia prior to this season. Was a all-Ivy League second teamer his freshman year at Columbia. Played just 1 game last year and has been big for Stanford this year, playing in 33 games. And he's got hits in 14 of his last 16. Takes a ball here from Riddell. It's 1-1.
He dreamed of Stanford too as a kid. He's talked about that. Stanford was his dream school. So to have the walk-off even the other day, Saturday against FSU, was what he calls a dream come true.
1-1. Couldn't hold back. 1-2. Yeah, Gian started the walk-off streak. It was then picked up with the grand slam by Sasaki on Sunday, and then another walk-off win for the Cardinal on Monday. 1-2 now. And he just missed 2-2.
And the last point there, too, for Eric Gian. Earlier in that game, the game in which he got a walk-off on Saturday, he was robbed of a 3-run shot in the 7th inning. So he was close, and he came back very angry in extras. Ended up sealing the deal for Stanford.
He waits on the 2-2 and hits one towards short. Z is there, throws to first in time, but Stanford scores a run. That's 8 RBIs in the last 11 now for Gian, and Stanford's ahead 2-0.
Yeah, great tactical piece of hitting from Eric Gian. Just put the ball in play and let the guys do the work.
That's what you get when you get the leadoff double from Sasaki. All Gian had to do there was put it in play, and give him credit with 2 strikes that he was able to do that. Two-run lead now for Stanford. Riddell's first pitch misses for a ball. This is J.J. Moran now. He struck out swinging back in the first inning. And he swings and misses here. It's 1-1. Mentioned this back in the first inning. Second on the team with 14 two-out RBIs. And any hit would score the runner from third with 2 outs here. Already a 2-run lead for Stanford. Moran takes strike 2. One, 2. Did he go? Yes, he did. And the throw to first in time. Stanford plates another in the top of the 3rd. And they lead Notre Dame 2-0 as we head to the home half of the 3rd inning. Always pretty here in South Bend, or at least some of the time. It looks pretty today. It might not feel like it. It's 35 degrees, the real feel right now, which on May 1st is, well, a little bit of a kick in the teeth. It's a long winter here in South Bend. And when you get to May, you're really hopeful that that might be different, but you know, you got to bust out the coat on the first day of May. That's a little demoralizing sometimes.
It is, and school is out in a week too. It'll be finals week for all of these players on the Notre Dame team this upcoming week. So not ideal in terms of weather, that's for sure.
And it's windy here to do. It is blowing from left to right at 14 miles an hour. Still Parker Warner on the mound for Stanford, who got that final out of the 2nd inning. And Bino Waters at the plate for Notre Dame.
Yeah, it's much different than sunny Palo Alto.
It is. And this pitch outside, ball 2. .69 degrees right now in Palo Alto, Chris. As Waters swings and misses, it's 2-1.
Yeah, it sounds pretty nice. And you know, for Notre Dame here, unlucky not to put any runs on the board in the bottom of the 2nd. 3 runners on, no one scores.
Hard hit by Waters. Nice play at second base by Gian, and he throws on to first in time. Couple nice defensive plays from Stanford here early in this one. It was Gian that time, and then Moran back in the 1st inning on a short hop.
Yeah, how about that from Gian? I mean, so impressive. The reflexes, that ball is hit with a ton of velocity. For him to even just track it down and then make the throw, collect himself, super impressive.
Here's Mark Quattrani now for Notre Dame. He doubled in the 1st inning for Notre Dame's first hit of the day. And he takes a strike, 0-1. Takes outside, count even. One and one now to Quattrani. And again, he takes outside, ball 2. Quattrani has been so consistent for Notre Dame this year, and he's really picked up right where he left off at Cornell. Played 2 seasons there before coming here to South Bend. And again, no drop in production for the catcher. Fouls this one off, 2-2.
Yeah, Jack, sometimes it can be tough as a transfer to come into a totally new place, a new conference, but Quattrani, it's been seamless for him. The transition has been near perfect, and you see the stats there. Last season with Cornell, bat 381 of the Ivy League, was one of the top players in the conference.
And he fouls this one off. It stays 2-2. Quattrani was the first player for Cornell in nearly 60 years to be named first team All-Ivy League in multiple seasons, and he did it back-to-back as a freshman and a sophomore.
It's unreal. It's a well-deserved move to the ACC.
And he strikes out looking here. He doesn't like the call, but that is a perfect pitch from Parker Warner. And there's 2 out.
I gotta give Warner a ton of props. Coming into this game, he inherited a really tough position. He got Stanford out of the jam, and then some great movement as that one just sinks into the zone for strike 3.
Yeah, might have had a case to be a little frustrated there, but at worst it was borderline. And that's just a great pitch from Warner in that spot. Not a whole lot anyone to be able to do with that.
No, I always say too, Jack, I don't envy the job of these umpires sometimes.
Oh, certainly
it's
not.
so tough, so subjective.
And Dylan Passo quickly behind 0-2. Passo, another one of these freshman infielders. Best hitter of the bunch. He's really come on strong here as of late. And he softly grounds one towards second base. Gian is there. And the side retired here in the bottom of the 3rd. 4th inning coming up next. It'll be Brock Sell, Charlie Bates, and Jimmy Nadai after this. Palo Alto, you see here 12 freshmen and 11 sophomores on the team for Stanford. And here comes one to the plate right now, Brock Sell. He came in for Brady Reynolds in right field. And Chris, really both of these coaches stressed to us, you know, how college baseball is an old player's game at the moment. A lot of these teams, really good teams, are very old. And both these teams, Stanford and Notre Dame, are very, very young.
Yeah, it's exciting to see and to watch just because it's really a change of pace. And for Stanford, talk to Coach Esker about it. I mean, 3 years ago, they went to the tournament, and that whole junior class left for the majors. Their best sophomore that year transferred. And then from there, it's just about been rebuilding and reconstructing a roster, and the result is a very young team 3 years removed.
And, you know, credit to Coach Esker and staff. They've put together a young but very talented Stanford team. And again, you're seeing the results as of late, but the talent's been obvious all season. It's just been a matter of growing into themselves and learning to play and learning to adapt to college baseball.
Yeah, learning to win. That's the big thing he mentioned, right? And it's gratifying when it happens. Happened just last week against Florida State.
Sell goes down swinging right here. And there's 1 out.
Yeah, I mean, there's no better, no better way to learn than just by experience for these young players. So throughout the course of the year, they continue to improve, and then having that top 10 series win over Florida State, it's just got to be such a relief for the entire program, and then also a big boost of confidence.
I mean, not just a win, Chris. They got a sweep.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's a very good Florida State team. They were ranked 8th in the country at the time. It's a team that swept Notre Dame. Always a good program down there in Tallahassee. But Stanford, again, pretty much a powerhouse for a long time in their own right. They've missed the postseason each of the last 2 years. The last time they missed the postseason 3 years in a row, 45 years ago, Chris. It's remarkable consistency.
Yeah, amazing. Speaks too to a lot of the talent they have in California. It's really one of the best baseball states. They're in a recruiting hotbed, and they get a lot of those local talents. Even this team just littered with California natives across the board. And it really pays off.
Here's one, Charlie Bates, who lines one into right field. That's going to be down for extra bases. Short hopping the wall. Lee got a chance to get him at second base. The throw is late, and Bates has himself a double. So Bates now has reached safely in both of his plate appearances, a walk in the second and a double here in the fourth.
We just talked about local kids, California natives. How about a Palo Alto native born in the Stanford hospital? The big double and the Superman dive into second. Charlie Bates's fine run of form continues.
So how about this, Chris? Jack Riddell in 3 1/3 has given up 5 hits. All 5 hits are doubles. This one lifted towards shallow center field. Berkland is there, ranging in, and no tag from second base. And Charlie Bates.
I think it speaks a lot to the hitters on Stanford more than it does to anything about Riddell as well. I mean, this is a Stanford team, one of the top home run hitting teams in the ACC. They got a ton of power across the board, and it's been on wide display so far through about 3.5 innings now.
Yeah, Riddell is not a guy that's going to give up a lot of home runs. He's allowed just 6 this season in 11 starts. First pitch to Luke Lavin is a strike. Lavin struck out swinging in the second. And he's got a runner out there with 2 outs. 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Bates holds at second on the bouncer. Oh, 2 and 2 outs. Lavin waits and takes inside, ball 1. Riddell up to 61 pitches on the day, with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Here's the 1-2. Hard hit towards second base. Barth is there, and that's going to be the inning. Stanford 2, Notre Dame 0. Riddell strands 1 out there at second base. After the double by Charlie Bates, Notre Dame will hit after this on the ACC Network Extra. For a moment back in March, there was some real excitement around the team. They were ranked in the top 25 for the first time in a few years. They won 2 of their first 3 ACC series. Since then, though, they've lost their last 5. But the great thing about the ACC in baseball, Chris, is everybody makes the ACC tournament. And in baseball, anything can happen. Anybody can make a run. That's what Notre Dame's trying to do here late in the season.
Yeah, I mean, I look back to that Duke series and the Clemson series. They swept the Tigers, who were so much hope with this Notre Dame team, and the talent is there. It's, again, just about piecing it together. The ACC is a really tough conference, and Notre Dame about 75th in the RPI right now. So with a few wins, potentially here against Stanford and then against Pitt and Oakland as you eye up the end of the season, there's no reason why they can't move up there.
Jace Lee at the dish for Notre Dame now. And he's behind 0-1. And he takes strike 2. Warner is heating up the radar gun a little bit right now. Got some real life on the fastball.
Yeah, he's played real strong since coming in.
0-2. Outside, ball 1. Lee hitting .514 this year as a leadoff man. He's behind 1 and 2 here. Warner sets, fires, and misses outside. Warner perfect through an inning and a third so far. Came in with the bases loaded and 2 outs, got a big out, then got 3 quick outs in the third inning. Looking for his first out in the fourth. 2-2. Got him swinging, strike 3. Nice off-speed pitch.
Yeah, that's great from Warner, and as you said, since he's come in, he's really just steadied everything for Stanford defensively. Look at the movement there, Chase Lee. There's no chance for him.
You said you don't envy being an umpire. I don't envy being a hitter at this level.
Yeah.
It's tough when you see a pitch like that.
I'll agree with you on that one. I mean, it's near impossible.
Parker Brustevich now. He's a guy that at times makes it look easy. 285 average for him this season, near 400 on base mark. He has 1 of 2 hits for Notre Dame today. And they count even at 1-1. Notre Dame just 2 for 12 as a team so far. Stanford 5 for 17. Brustevich kick-started that rally back in the second inning when Notre Dame loaded the bases. And he did it with a single to right field. He's ahead 2-1 right here. Here's the pitch from Warner. Outside, ball 3.
Come on, Parker.
3-1 pitch. On the inside corner, strike 2. So a full count with 1 out for the second batter in the bottom of the fourth, Brustevich. Warner trying to stay perfect. Here's the payoff pitch. High and away, ball 4. And Brustevich is on for the second time today.
It's a real good job from Brustevich. Just staying alive there, and you know, for Warner, he needs to take a bit of a breath here. He's walking things off right now. Still only 1 out, runner on first. There's no reason why he can't escape here unscathed.
That's the 20th walk of the season for Parker Warner in 33 innings.
That's been the issue. I mean, he's able to produce strikeouts. He induces contact sometimes, lets his defense do the work, but it's really the control.
1-0. And Barth skies one into foul territory, looping towards the wall. It's going to drop and lands just shy of that Stanford bullpen.
Parker Warner, in his 11 appearances, Jack, at least, or 9 of them have gone for at least 2 complete innings. It's much different than his counterpart, of course, being Andrew Shaw, who started today's game.
Nearly caught the inside corner there with a nasty slider, but he missed inside. It's 2-1. Barth walked back in the second inning, and he's got 1 runner on and 1 out right now. Barth waits on the 2-1 and takes again inside, 3-1. A little bit of movement now in that Stanford bullpen. Although no one immediately ready to come into the game, it looks like, at the moment. And a lazy throw back to first from Warner. One out, one on, 3 balls and 1 strike. Mason Barth at the dish, Parker Warner on the mound. Here's the pitch. Misses high, ball 4. And Notre Dame's gonna have 2 on with 1 out.
The attention is there for Parker Warner, trying to stuff the zone, but it's really the execution now. And yeah, very curious. We see a few more Stanford guys getting ready in the bullpen. Have to keep an eye out for that.
Well, this is almost the exact same situation. It is the exact same situation that Z came to the plate with in the 2nd inning when he struck out swinging. That was a long, very good at bat. 10 pitch at bat for Z that time before going down with the K. But he gets another chance here with 2 on and 1 out.
Yeah, and just to keep an eye out on the Stanford side of things, Cone Gomez is the pitcher who is warming up in the bullpen for the Cardinal.
The wind has changed direction now, blowing straight in from left field. 2 on and 1 out for Jamie Z. And he takes a slider for strike 1. 1 strike, no balls. And Z takes low, ball 1. Z, a .306 hitter this season with runners in scoring position. Parker Brustevich on second base with 1 out. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss from Z. Strike 2. Warner again sets. Fires. Swing and a miss from Z. He goes down swinging for the 2nd time today. And that's a good bounce back at bat for Parker Warner.
It really is. Much needed, too, with, of course, 2 runners on. And low and away, there's not much opportunity for Z. And real reminiscent. At the bottom of the 2nd, Notre Dame had 3 runners on. Weren't able to produce anything. Not over yet, though, here at the bottom of the 4th.
Here comes Andrew Graham, who was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning to load the bases. 2 out, 2 on for him. Notre Dame 0 for 4 with runners on, 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. As a team, they're 1 for 4 with 2 outs. And Graham takes outside, ball 1. Again, Graham, not a guy with a lot of at-bats this season. Just 10, but 3 hits in those 10 at-bats.
Yeah, he didn't play throughout the month of March. He was 2 for 4 against Boston College.
Takes ball 2 outside. Two and 0 now. Warner waits and fires. And a sharp ground ball through the left side, base hit. Runner gets the wave around third, and he is out. What a throw from left field, Jimmy Nadai. And then the cutoff letting the ball go through. Parker Brustevich gets thrown out at home.
Yeah, that's gut-wrenching for Notre Dame once again. Unable to produce anything with runners in scoring position, Jack. Defensive Stanford coming up big here at Frank Eck Stadium.
get a lot bigger than this.
Run straight for the breakaway.
Who will emerge? We'll see.
ACC Baseball Championship begins May 19th. One of college baseball's premier conferences. We take a look at the standings here. Notre Dame at 14th, Stanford in a four-way tie for 9th. Trying to move up to 8th. That's notable because 8th place through 4th place gets a single bye in the ACC tournament. Top 4 get a double. That's likely out of reach for Stanford, but that single bye certainly well within reach for a team that is absolutely peaking at the right time.
Yeah, tons of opportunity to move up for the Cardinal, and you said it, they are red hot. No reason why they can't. Also, tons of those teams playing each other right now, and tons of ACC games this weekend, so see what happens. It'll be interesting to see how it all unfolds, Jack.
Sasaki takes strike 1. And the count even. One misses low, it's 2-1. This is Sasaki's first at-bat of the day that's been longer than one pitch. He fouled out on the first pitch of the game in the first inning, and then doubled on the first pitch he saw in the third. He's ahead 2-1 now. Chris, take a look at the shift Notre Dame is playing right now. They've got 3 players to the right of second base, and the third baseman, Parker Brustevich, is almost behind second base.
Yeah, well, they know where Sasaki targets.
And he takes a strike here. Count's going to be full. Yeah, they know he's thinking pull side, Chris.
Yeah, and it's something he's actually worked on throughout the offseason. A lot is trying to become a better opposite field hitter, but
he takes ball 4 inside. I'm always curious there as to why somebody like Sasaki with 4 players about even with second base, why they don't just bunt down that third base line, but worked out for Sasaki. He's on first anyway.
We saw it earlier. It's because, you know, he was going from second to third. He's not the fastest guy in the world, and he knows his limits and everything, and he'll gladly take a free bag, get the first.
Certainly will. Now Stanford does bunt. It was Court McDonald trying to get it down that time, but he bounced it foul. Sasaki, one last note on him. He leads Stanford in walks this season, and that's been maybe the biggest area of improvement for him from his freshman year to his sophomore year. It's a big reason why his OPS is nearly 200 points higher.
Yeah, he said his first season with Stanford, he'll rate it a 3 out of 10. I think he'll rate this season at least a 6, maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10. He's been fantastic this year.
Yeah, he's been good. 0-2 now to Court McDonald as he chops another one foul. Court McDonald 1 for 2 today. Doubled in the third, struck out swinging in the first. 0-2 on the way. Got him swinging, strike 3. Number 8 for Riddell.
Yeah, the strikeout king, Jack Riddell. Once again, producing another one. This is why he's one of the top punch-out getters in the conference. Right inside. Makes for a really tricky pitch for McDonald to hit on.
That is a filthy slider, Chris. This one's hard hit towards short. Oh, nice play on the adjustment from Z. What a play by Jamie Z at shortstop. Turns the double play, and we will head to the bottom of the 5th inning. That is flashy stuff from the freshman. Back after this on the ACC Network Extra. One more look at it here. How could you not want to see that again? Of the 5th inning here at Frank Eck Stadium. And Chris, this Stanford pitching staff, despite a non-traditional approach, has been very good today. Just 3 hits, 3 walks, and no runs through 4 innings.
It's working, right? Everybody's seemingly hitting their stride at the right exact moment for Stanford on both sides of the ball. And Parker Warner is one of the most worked pitchers on the team. We've talked about that now. He's struggled a little bit with walks. We've seen it, 2 walks to 3 Ks today, but so far so good. He hasn't let up any runs, and at the end of the day, he's been in some tough situations, so impressive what he's been able to do.
That last frame of the 4th was really the first time he ran into any kind of trouble today, and he navigated himself right out of it. So now bottom of the 5th and the top of the order for Notre Dame. Birkeland takes outside, ball 1.
And meanwhile for Notre Dame, you've had 2 times today, right, where you got runners in scoring position and you get nothing on the board. It can be demoralizing, but they just need to keep chipping away here. They're doing all the right things. Now it's just about converting and executing.
Birkeland tips 1 foul. It's 1-1. Ball 1 strike to Drew Birkeland. Hard hit towards third, off the glove of Moran, and Birkeland is going to be safe at first. Ball was hit very hard in Moran's direction and just tipped it off his palm. And Birkeland's going to be on as the leadoff man.
Now, you never want to let a ball that's under you get by you, but sometimes it happens when a ball is hit like that. You said it, Jack. It's just a rocket of a grounder right into third.
And a pretty good job by Bates on the attempt to clean it up. Nearly got Birkeland in time, but the throw is a little wide. Now Waters slashes the first pitch high and into left field. Coming in is Nadai, and he makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out to Bino Waters.
Bino gets way too under, and that one absolutely crushed, goes all the way up with the clouds. And well done from Stanford, routine play, but able to track it down. Sometimes be tricky, especially with the windy conditions that these players are dealing with.
Yeah, this is not an easy park to play outfield in, especially in these winds, which can be inconsistent, they can swirl. So don't take for granted any fly ball being caught in the outfield today. Here's Mark Quattrani, 1 for 2 today. He's got a double and a strikeout swinging in the 3rd.
And even in just 20 seconds of us talking about that, the flags in the outfield visibly changed their movement. It's very inconsistent. And the one thing remains the same, though. It's windy.
Another check back to first base. Still an empty count to Quattrani. He swings and misses, strike 1. Birkeland 7 stolen bases in 8 tries this season. Lavin's got a good arm behind home plate. Quattrani waits on the 0-1. And tips it back foul. 0-2. One out, 2 strikes, and 1 on for Mark Quattrani here in the bottom of the 5th. Parker Warner sets and fires back to first. The throw not in time. That's the 3rd check back to first in the at-bat, and here's number 4 right here. Birkeland safe again. And now an errant throw back to the mound from first baseman Sasaki. Still 0-2. And Quattrani takes outside, ball 1. Notre Dame 1 of 6 with runners on base today. Quattrani trying to make it 2 for 7. Berkland runs. Quattrani swings. Ground ball through the left side. Berkland trying for third base, and he will be in there safely. Berkland goes first to third on a perfectly executed hit and run, and another hard hit ball to the left side gets through for a hit.
Yeah, this is great base running too. I mean, of course, a fantastic piece of hitting, but for Berkland to get that little bit of a head start is huge considering what Notre Dame has gone through a bit earlier. You look to the bottom of the fifth, or excuse me, the bottom of the fourth rather, with Brustevich out at home. They just haven't put themselves in good positions to get that head start.
And now a quick conference with Dylan Passo, the freshman. He's going to come to the plate with 2 on and 1 out.
Now, this is the situation he dreams of, and it's funny talking to Coach Stifler this week what he said about Dylan Passo. He's the most boring player on the team in the best way possible. He does his work, he does what he needs to do. He's a grinder, he's a tough kid, but he's very old school in a sense, where he's not flashy, posting on Instagram. That's just about verbatim. And he's now one of the most efficient players on this team as a first year.
Yeah, I mean, when we talked about the word professional, that absolutely came up in Stifler's words about Passo. Big spot for the freshman. He takes outside, ball 1. First at bat for Notre Dame with a runner on third and less than 2 outs today. Notre Dame trying to cut the lead in half or tie the game. Passo waits and takes the off-speed pitch for strike 1. Notre Dame's got the tying run at first and the potential leading run at the plate. 1-1 now. And Passo takes outside, ball 2. Warner still scoreless in 2 2/3 innings of work. Trying to keep it that way. Just the second pitcher Stanford has used so far in this one. 2-1 pitch. Outside, ball 3.
It's a nice at-bat so far from Passo. He's only been walked 3 times this year. And something Stifler wants for him to improve.
3-1 now. Swing and a tip back into the glove. 3-2. Okay, full count. 2 on, 1 out. Big spot for the freshman. Sophomore on the mound. Warner sets and fires. Runner goes, swing and a miss from Passo. They've got a runner and a rundown. Here's the throw home. It is not in time. It gets away. Notre Dame will get a runner to third base after he hesitates. Quattrani goes first to third on a rundown and then steal. Notre Dame playing a little bit of small ball. They've cut the lead in half.
Well, Jack said execution earlier. That's what it's all about. And here's Quattrani as a disguise to throw home. It's a little bit wayward. It makes it very hard for Laban. And Notre Dame has a well-deserved first run of the day. They've had their opportunities. They've gotten runners on base. Really just haven't been able to put anything on the board until now. We got a tight ball game here.
2-1 after that run scores. We'll see in a moment what the official scoring is there.
And maybe the momentum has been different for these, two teams coming in, with Stanford being red hot as of late. But in the sense of an overall view of the season, pretty even teams, all things considered, right? And the game has definitely showed that thus far.
Another mound visit now for Stanford. And this is going to be the end of the day for Parker Warner, who gives Stanford 3 solid innings, but allows 1 run to cut the Cardinal lead in half. We'll have more 5th inning action after this. 2 outs and a runner on third when we return on the ACC Network Extra. In the books for this Stanford Cardinal pitch by committee approach. Parker Warner gives the Cardinal 3 innings and allows just 1 run. He leaves 1 runner out there for Cohen Gomez, who takes the mound. The 6'3" sophomore from Anaheim Hills, California, will come in and try and keep this Cardinal lead at 1 run.
Yeah, Cohen Gomez, really highly touted recruit out of high school. Didn't play a whole too lot last year or this season. It's been up and down for him at times, but listen, 38 punch outs to 13 walks. He's got a lot of talent, and physically, he's got all the attributes in the world to be a really strong pitcher for this Cardinals squad. And he's placed in a big moment with a runner on third. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th.
He comes in the middle of the count, 1-0. That's how Parker Warner's day ended. And he's got a runner on third and 2 out. Jace Lee, the batter for Notre Dame. And Lee takes a ball. He's ahead 2-0. Tricky for a pitcher, I think, to come in the middle of an at-bat, even if it is just 1 pitch. Lee swings and misses. That was a big hack, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, nice pitch from Gomez up in the zone there, and certainly to your point, Jack. I mean, all about the philosophy, right? You come in and everything's changed up, but
Lee takes low, ball 3.
Gomez is used to these types of situations. I mean, pitching by committee, right? They're acclimated to these exact types of scenarios as opposed to maybe other bullpens around the country.
Yeah, they certainly are. And Lee sends a moonshot down the left field line, way high. Right under it is Nadi, and that's going to be the end of the inning. That ball might have reached low orbit before Nadi caught it, but he makes the play in the wind, and Stanford will bat after this on the ACC Network Extra. Well, as we've come to expect from him this year, has been dealing so far. 5 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, and he got a whole number of them right here.
Yeah, one of the top strikeout leaders in the ACC. He's got 8 today through 5 innings pitched, and it's just been a frustrating day at times for this Stanford offense. They've still put up 2 runs, real impressive. A whole ton of doubles for them as well. Now, they'd like to extend their lead as Notre Dame finally responded and cut the deficit in half here. 2-1 game.
Yeah, every hit for Stanford today is still a double. 5 and 5.
Man,
Eric Gion's behind 1-0.
I mean, he had one of them out in the first inning.
That was of the RBI variety. That scored the first run of the game. Gian now with 11 RBIs in his last 11 games. And hits in 15 of his last 17. 0-2. Bounces one in the direction of second base. Barth is there and makes the play, 1 out. So Riddell, after running the pitch count up a little bit in the early innings, is at just 77 here in the top of the 6th inning.
He'll gladly take that in. Another nice piece of defense from the infield. So how about that play to end it last time for Notre Dame? JBZ. It's just incredible.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. J.J. Moran, the third baseman, he's had a number of balls hit his way in the field, and a number of them hit very hard as he fouls this one back, 0-2. Riddell still up there at 96 miles an hour with his 78th pitch of the day. How'd you like to hit 96 miles an hour in 35-degree weather, Chris?
I would not. I'll pass on that opportunity.
0-2. Got him swinging, strike 3. Especially when you pair that 96-mile-an-hour fastball with this off-speed. It is really tough to hit, Chris.
Yeah, it's nasty from Riddell, as always, and he's nearing double digits now on the day. That's his 9th K of the game.
2 down now in the 6th. Bouncing ball towards Z, makes the play on a hop, and throws on to first in time. A very quick 6th inning for Jack Riddell, and we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Brustevich, Barth, and Z after this. ESPN, the new home for MLB.TV. Stanford 2, Notre Dame 1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Parker Brustevich at the plate for the Irish. He takes outside for ball 1. Notre Dame still looking for one more run to even this game at 2. Brustevich has been on both times to the plate today. And he fouls one off. It's 1-1.
Yeah, this is a Stanford team with a real potent offense. Jack Riddell so far has had a terrific day at the office. 9 strikeouts on the flip side of the coin for the Irish. It's tied for his 5th best mark of the year. So now it's up to these batters, these hitters on this Notre Dame team to help him out a little bit, give him something.
Big swing and a miss from Brustevich. It's 1-2.
At the bottom of the order has had success getting on base.
It's been Brustevich who has started a couple mini rallies for Notre Dame, getting on with a single and then with a walk. He's behind 1-2 here, though. Gomez got 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Looking for a couple more here in the bottom of the 6th. Bouncing ball towards third base. Moran is there, and the throw goes way wide. Brustevich is going to easily get to second base. As a throwing error committed there by Stanford means Notre Dame has the leadoff man, Brustevich, on second base.
Yeah, there's been a few issues at third today for Stanford, and listen, it's tough to make that throw, but sometimes you got to just let Brustevich take first and settle back in now for Stanford.
So leadoff man on second base now for the Irish. Second error of the day for Moran. Mason Barth now the second baseman. He's also been on both times today, both times via the walk. He's ahead 1-0. Tips this one down and foul. It's 1-1. Even counted 1-1, nobody out, and Parker Brustevich on second base. Barth takes a bouncer for ball 2. Notre Dame again looking for a big contribution from a freshman. Two-1. Called strike, count even at 2-2. The Irish scored their first run of the day with Dylan Passo, a freshman, at bat. Looking for another one here with another freshman at the plate. Cohen Gomez trying to have something to say about that. 2-2. Got him on the inside corner with the fastball. What a pitch from Cohen Gomez.
Yeah, just sheer velocity from Cohen Gomez. Don't know if Barth was too happy with it. Perhaps a little inside. Maybe he thought as you see him bend his knee, or bend his knees rather, but regardless, Cohen Gomez stepping up big for the Cardinal.
So here's Jamie Z. 2 strikeouts for him in the second and the fourth. Went down swinging both times. He takes inside, ball 1. As he takes low, ball 2. Z looking to at least move over Brustevich. Stanford infield playing in a shift. And Z takes the breaker for strike 1.
Z, the player who made the fantastic grab in the outfield back in the bottom of the 5th.
And made that incredible play at shortstop to make the adjustment on a line and throw back to first for a double play. As he takes another breaking ball for strike 2.
Yeah, top of the 5th. I will correct myself there, but yeah, Jamie Z, real solid two-way player.
2-2. And he swings and misses at another breaker. Back-to-back strikeouts from Cohen Gomez after the leadoff man on second base. And there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Big time pitching, Chris.
Yeah, this is great. And all day, just the movement of these Stanford pitches have given Notre Dame a whole lot of issues, and credit to the staff as well. 3 pitchers in now for the Cardinal, and it feels like each and every one has just done their job to near perfection so far.
They have pitched well when they have needed to, and they have executed big pitches in big spots.
And they've complemented each other real nicely. We saw the stat when they lose, their ERA is way shot up, but right now really not allowing much for the Irish.
Waters takes inside, strike 1. Excuse me, Graham. Graham's been on both times today, hit by a pitch in the second and a single in the fourth. And he takes outside for ball 1. Drew Berkland would bat next for Notre Dame as Graham looks to turn over the order. Graham hitting .600 with 2 outs and .500 with runners in scoring position this year. Overall, he's 4 for 11 on the season. 3 walks and 3 strikeouts for him. He's ahead 2-1 on Cohen Gomez. And Graham takes a high breaking ball, ball 3. So another high leverage spot for a Stanford pitcher. Cohen Gomez has been up to the task so far in this inning. Can he continue to do that? No, he cannot. Ball 4. So 2 on and 2 out now for Drew Berkland.
Inside from Gomez, and that's a great at-bat. It's exactly what the doctor ordered. If you're Andrew Graham, just get on base. Keep surviving, and top of the order here for the Irish now with Berkland.
Berkland, a .308 hitter with 2 outs. Although he's going to have to wait at least for a mound visit and maybe for a new pitcher as David Esker comes out to the mound and he'll ask for an arm out of his bullpen. Pitcher number 4 for Stanford is going to take the mound after Gomez, who throws 1 scoreless inning and leaves 2 runners out there. We'll be back after this on the ACC Network Extra. Gomez's afternoon is done. He gives the Cardinal 1 scoreless inning, although leaves 2 runners out there for Cassius Thomas, One of the most trusted high leverage arms for Stanford this season. He's got a 2.13 ERA and 25 1/3 innings pitched in 21 appearances, Chris.
Yeah, that ERA is by far the best out of all the qualified pitchers on this Stanford team, and 22 appearances, even that, I mean, he's been in more than any other pitcher on this Cardinal roster. So big moment for him, 2 runners on, but it's like deja vu. I think we've seen this same script before.
So he comes in at a big spot. We just mentioned, Chris, these Stanford pitchers have been very good at executing pitches in big moments. That's exactly what Cassius Thomas is going to have to do here with 2 out, 2 on, and the leadoff man, Drew Berkland, at the plate for Notre Dame.
He's done it before. You just say it, right? He's so experienced at this point in the season, and he's been in these exact types of situations. It's nothing new to Cassius Thomas.
His first pitch is outside for a ball. Berkland's 0 for 3 today, although he did score a run back in the 5th inning after reaching on an error. Hard liner into left field, down for a base hit. Brustevich getting the wave. This time he will score. Berkland gonna try and go back to first, and he'll make it back in time. He might have been caught in a rundown there briefly if Stanford had somebody covering, but they did not, and the game is tied at 2.
Well, it seems like it always starts with Brustevich, who ends up scoring the run, right? He was able to get on base. He's 6th in the order, and then that just ignites something from the bottom of the order, and you finally bring up Drew Berkland, your leadoff guy, and Berkland's able to deliver the RBI, but about those wheels too.
He took a big turn around first there, but got back in time. And after Brustevich was thrown out in the 4th inning, he makes it home safely in the 6th to tie the game.
It's deserved from Parker Brustevich, arguably one of Notre Dame's best players today. I mean, he's just always been able to deliver. Got a bit unlucky at the plate earlier in the game, so for him to get on the board is something that was certainly coming for quite a while now.
1-1 to Bino Waters. Waters is 0 for 3 today. And hard to overstate how hot of a hitter he'd been coming into this game.
Yeah, I mean, he was 4 for 8 at the plate in the midweeks. 3 for 5 on Sunday versus Boston College. And I didn't even go back to that Florida State series the Irish played a few weeks back. He was 5 for 8 against the Seminoles in a real tough series for the Irish. He was the bright spot. He was the guy who got things going for them at times.
He swings and misses at a high fastball. And they count 2-2. Still runners on the corners with 2 outs. Bino Waters trying to give Notre Dame the lead. .390 hitter this season with runners in scoring position. Andrew Graham on third. The 2-2 pitch. Down low, and no throw to Berkland at second base. So 2 in scoring position now for Notre Dame.
Yeah, nobody really there. It's Charlie Bates, the second baseman, but that's exactly what Berkland would have hoped for. Just a clear path to second, he'll take it.
3-2. Outside, ball 4, and the bases will be loaded for Mark Quattrani. Good job by Waters there to draw the walk.
Speaking of things we've seen before, Mark Quattrani with bases loaded. It's the Valparaiso game, a midweek, April 14th. He had this opportunity a few times. He came up just short, and listen, the wind is not his friend right now, but he loves this sort of moment.
This is a guy built for the big moment. And a big one right here. Bases loaded, 2 outs in a 2-2 ball game. And the first pitch from Cassius Thomas up high. Cassius Thomas allows just a .210 batting average with runners on this year. And Quattrani fouls one off, strike one. Bases loaded, 2 out. 1-1 pitch from Thomas. Is lifted out towards shallow center field. Broxell coming in, and he makes the catch. So Notre Dame ties the game, but does no more than that. We'll head to the 7th inning, Stanford 2, Notre Dame 2 on the ACC Network Extra. Seventh inning, and here's how we got here. 4 pitchers used already for Stanford. Jack Riddell, the lone arm for Notre Dame. He's been stellar. He's only allowed 5 hits, but all 5 of them have been doubles. And the Notre Dame offense has left 10 runners on, but they got a clutch 2-out hit from Drew Berkland to tie the game back in the 6th.
Yeah, the Irish have also been walked 5 times today compared to Stanford only 2. So they've been able to get on base, but there it is, 10 runners left on base. They haven't been able to turn a lot of those base runners into runs until as of late. Finally, Notre Dame starting to piece everything together. Parker Brustevich able to get home in the bottom of the 6th to tie this game up.
Riddell comes home with the first offering of this 7th inning. It's fouled off. It's Charlie Bates, the shortstop, at the plate. Reached base both times today. It was a walk in the 2nd and a double in the 4th. 0-1 from Riddell. Misses outside. Ball 1. Bates waits on the 1-1 pitch and takes a strike, 1-2. Misses low, ball 2. Even count here at 2-2. Riddell looking for the first out of the 7th. And it's fouled back by Bates. Chris, this is exactly what he did in the 2nd inning when he worked a 13-pitch walk on Riddell. He just kept fighting and kept fighting in that at-bat, stayed alive long enough to earn a walk. 2-2 on the way. Bounced foul. Remains 2-2.
Yeah, Jack, that was after a lot of just quick at-bats, too, for Jack Riddell very early in the game. First inning, so for Bates to do that, just worked the pitch count up, and he's doing the same now. 87 pitches for Jack Riddell.
And he just missed with the 2-2. The count's going to go full. A lot of noise from both dugouts here. Not sure who's happy and who's not. In any case, though, the 8th pitch coming. 3-2 on the way. Got him looking with the slider, strike 3. Big time pitch from Jack Riddell.
Yeah, take a look at the movement here. A bit of a slow-mo as that one just finds its way right into the zone. And Charlie Bates, who's a real great hitter, unable to do anything. And how about this, Jack? Last 6 starts for Riddell. At least 7 innings pitched. Notre Dame's 3-0. Less than 7 complete innings, 0-3. So the more they get out of him, the more likely they are to take home a victory.
Well, he went 7 innings last week. That turned out to be a complete game as Notre Dame mercy ruled Boston College on Friday. And Riddell's not a guy that's afraid to run up that pitch count. He threw almost 120 in a 9-inning complete game and a win over Clemson back in March.
And it's even the close games, right? Virginia just a few weeks ago, 7 complete innings in that one. That game was a 5-3 win for the Irish, and Riddell was able to silence the Cavaliers quite a bit. Unable to get much off of him in that one.
He's ahead 1-2 on Jimmy Nadai. Nadai's 0 for 2 today. 2 flyouts to center. He waits on the 1-2 from Riddell. And fouls it off down the right field line. Long foul ball.
It's just last note about Riddell's spectacular season. 5th game this year with double-digit punch-outs. That Boston College game you mentioned, that's his highest with 11, so almost there, almost tying his season high.
Swing and a miss. There's strikeout number 11. That ties the season high, like you mentioned, Chris. And there's 2 out in the top of the 7th. 91 strikeouts now on the season for Jack Riddell.
He's just wheeling and dealing, and it's so hard as a hitter with the velocity of which Riddell throws at, and you combine it with just the spin on the ball, the movement. I mean, makes for such a tough challenge.
When you look at the profile for Jack Riddell, there's just so much to like. He's a big, imposing presence on the mound. He throws hard with a fastball. He's got a great put-away changeup. He's got a controllable slider, and he doesn't throw balls. Right? He doesn't walk batters. Doesn't create unnecessary traffic for himself on the base paths, and I think that's a big reason why he's able to go so deep in these games. Swing and a miss here from Luke Lavin, and it's 1-2.
It's definitely the biggest difference with Riddell and the average pitcher here in the ACC or all of college baseball, matter of fact. But yeah, 6'5", 250, and pure muscle too. This guy is an athlete.
Another strikeout, 3 up and 3 down by way of the K for Jack Riddell. He's got 12 on the day, and we'll head to the bottom of the 7th with Stanford 2 and Notre Dame 2. Jack Riddell putting on a show. Today that we thought it could be a good one, and usually that's just based on our incredible blind faith and intuition, but this time it was actually backed up by stats as well. 27 of Stanford's 41 games this year have been decided by 1 to 3 runs, and that's what's playing out here today.
Yeah, the entirety of the season, there's been so many tight ones. I look back to very early of the season for Stanford against Pitt. They lost that series, won 1 game, lost 2. They lost 11-10 in game 2 of that series, right? And there's been other moments throughout the course of an ACC season where maybe if a few different things go Stanford's way, we're talking about a team that, you know, is in the upper pack of the conference standings. Granted, they're finally starting to learn how to win, however, as Coach Esker had told us before the games here.
I mean, 6 in a row, you don't win that number of games in a row by accident.
No.
And especially when you consider the number of walk-offs in a row. Obviously, they can't hit a walk-off today, but the number of walk-offs in a row, when you consider that, that's really learning to win, because that's coming up big in big spots. Thomas behind 3-0 to Paso.
And I think the season's prepared him for it, right? They're a very resilient team because they've been in a ton of these games, 15-12. Well, that means they've won a bunch, but they've also lost, and they've learned how to take it with grace and just to keep on moving. It's exactly what they've done here in the final few series of the year.
3-1 now to Paso. As the Irish first baseman waits on another offering from Thomas. That one a high strike, and the count full at 3-2.
Irish bullpen. Not too happy with that one.
3-2. Bouncing ball down the first base line. Cassius Thomas over there to cover in time. And Paso is retired for the first out in the bottom of the 7th. Chase Lee will bat now for Notre Dame. Pretty athletic play there by the pitcher, Chris.
Yeah, very athletic. I was just about to say, I mean, Dylan Passo has some wheels on him. That was by no means a simple routine play. Like, Cassius Thomas had to work for it.
Gets the work done and gets an out to show for it. Thomas sets, fires, and misses outside, ball one. Jace Lee 0 for 3 today, 2 flyouts and a strikeout back in the 4th inning. Stanford jumped out to an early lead in the batting average department, but Notre Dame has drawn even with them, and Stanford has fallen back as well. Both teams 5 for 25 on the afternoon. As Lee takes inside. Two 2-0 pitch on the way. And misses outside, ball 3. So 3-0 counts to both Irish hitters to begin this 7th inning. Got out of it with Passo. See if he can do the same with Lee. Here's the pitch from Thomas. And that one misses well high, ball 4. So after a 1-out walk, the Irish will have a runner on as Parker Brustevich comes to the plate. And Chris, you said earlier you really like the game Parker Brustevich has been playing today.
Yeah, it's just very simple, and I like the fact that everybody seems to rally around Parker Brustevich. You mentioned that yourself, Jack, right? Parker Brustevich gets up to play, he gets on base, and then all of a sudden you see Mason Barth performing, you see Jamie Z having some success at times, and then finally Andrew Graham at the bottom of the order.
And a mound visit here. Luke Lavin's going to come out from behind the plate and talk to his pitcher, Cassius Thomas.
Well, there is some movement in the bullpen as well. A few pitchers warming up, so see what happens. Looks like he's still warming up. Now, Cassius Thomas, 18 strikeouts on the year heading into today, 10 walks. He's induced 29 groundouts, 25 foul outs. So he induces a lot of contact. That's the players behind him do a bit of the work.
And we'll see if this is the end of the day for Cassius Thomas. He's gone just 2/3 of an inning. And it will indeed be the end of the day for Cassius Thomas, and another pitching change for Stanford. This will be pitcher number 5 for the Cardinal when we return. Keep it right here on the ACC Network Extra. Here's Pammer, the freshman from San Clemente, California. He's got a 5.66 ERA this season and 20 2/3 innings pitched, and 18 walks to 27 strikeouts.
Yeah, well, over his last 10 appearances, he has not allowed a run. He surrendered 3 hits and 2 walks with 10 punch-outs over that time. Now, that's in about 7 innings of work. So, see what he's able to muster up today against the Irish as pitching by committee unit looks to stay the course and stay strong here, Jack.
There's Palmer will face Parker Brustevich with 1 out and 1 on in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Brustevich takes inside, ball 1. There's Palmer has a good slider from the left side. Checks back to first, and Jace Lee. Pitched twice in that series against Florida State. Allowed just 1 hit. And like you mentioned, Chris, did not allow a run. Pitched exactly 2 innings across those 2 appearances. He's behind 2-0 to Parker Brustevich. Brustevich a single, a walk, and then reached on an error in the 6th. And he takes high and away, ball 3. You mentioned it, Chris. Can Parker Brustevich start another rally here?
Looks like it. He's heading to count, and this has been an issue for Stanford today. They haven't had a whole lot of success at putting it in the strike zone early.
3-0 pitch in there for a strike. Brustevich was never swinging at that one. And they count 3-1. Another check back to first. Jace Lee 1 for 2 this season on stolen bases. So not a guy that loves to run. Another 3-1. Fouled off, 3-2. Full count. There's Palmer looking for his first out of the day. Jace Lee at first. Full count to Parker Brustevich. And another check back to first. Payoff pitch. Lee runs, ground ball up the middle, and a diving stop at second base. Throw to first, gets away. Brustevich gonna get to second, Lee's gonna get to third, and another error by Stanford means Notre Dame's gonna have 2 in scoring position. Perfectly executed hit and run from Notre Dame.
Yeah, well, it was well done here from Eric Gian to get his feet set. Initially, he was bouncing towards second a little bit. He realized where the ball is going to go, and then it's just the execution or lack thereof that ultimately moves Notre Dame runners to second and third.
Well, a big spot now for Mason Barth, who takes ball 1. 2 in scoring position and 1 out in a tie game in the 7th inning. That's the second time today Notre Dame has executed a hit and run very well. That's likely a routine play for Gian if he's not stepping towards second base to cover on the Lee steal attempt. Slider misses high here, it's 2-0. Barth 2 walks and a strikeout today. He's a .314 hitter this season with runners in scoring position. Ahead 2-0, he waits on the pitch. And takes a bouncing fastball, ball 3. Second straight batter behind 3-0 for Palmer. Three and 0 now. Called strike, 3-1. Three and 1 pitch. Line drive down the line in right field, toward the track, toward the wall. It is gone! Mason Barth, 3-run shot, and Notre Dame has blown it open. 5-2, the Irish lead in the 7th. It's a big-time swing, Chris.
Yeah, the celebration says it all. And look at the energy. Sprinting the bases. is Mason Barth, a guy who just continues to get better with each passing game this year. And to your question, is Parker Brustevich going to start the rally, as is Jace Lee? The answer is yes. Notre Dame having so much success in the bottom of the order today.
Now a square to bunt from Jamie Z. And he's behind 0-1 as he fouls it off. Oh, 1. Whoa. And a similar thought from the dugout, apparently.
Yeah.
1-1 now to Jamie Z, who's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts today. Takes inside, ball 2. Two and 2 now to Jamie Z. There's Palmer trying to get out of this 7th inning. Still only 1 out. And he misses outside, ball 3. Full count now for Jamie Z. High and away, ball 4, and Z draws a walk. Welcome sight for Jamie Z after 3 strikeouts. He's on for the first time today. And now it's the designated hitter, Andrew Graham. Graham has been on all 3 times he's come to the plate today. Hit by a pitch in the 2nd, a single in the 4th, and a walk in the 6th. Ayers Palmer has still yet to record an out. He's given up 2 hits and 2 earned runs along with a walk. "17 pitches for him. And now back-to-back looks back to first base.
I mean, everything seemed to change in the bottom of the 5th. That's when Notre Dame put up their first run of the day, and then since then they scored another in the bottom of the 6th, and now 2 here in the 7th. And that is when Parker Warner, who was brilliant for Stanford on the mound, was replaced by Cohen Gomez. Since then, they haven't really been able to match the intensity that Gomez brought.
They have not, and Ayers Palmer talking things over with some of his teammates here as Stanford is getting an arm loose in the bullpen.
It's Ben Reimers getting ready for the Cardinal.
So we'll try it again with Andrew Graham. Ayers Palmer still yet to throw him a pitch. He's gone to first base twice and a mound visit, and now another mound visit. And we'll see if this might be the end of the day for Ayers Palmer. And this will be the end of the day for Ayers Palmer. Fails to record an out, allows 1 hit, a home run, and 2 earned runs. Notre Dame leads for the first time today after this Mason Barth home run. Look at the energy here. More after this on the ACC Network Extra. Here's Palmer. He allows the 3-run home run to Mason Barth, and Notre Dame leads for the first time tonight. Ayers Palmer gives way to Ben Reimers, the 6'4" junior right-hander, another California kid, and somebody that Stanford is turning to really calm down here in this 7th inning.
Yeah, well, California kid, his dad actually played for the Cardinals, was drafted in the 15th round by the Chicago White Sox, and Ben Reimers is somebody from day one in Palo Alto, has been relied upon, and this year he's pitched 11 in the third innings. He struck out 7 in that time, walked 11. So for him, it's about control, finding the zone, and really just calming the storm right now, as the Irish put up 3 runs here in the bottom of the 7th, thanks to that Mason Barth home run you mentioned, Jack.
So for the 3rd time, Andrew Graham's going to come to the dish. Hopefully he sees a pitch this time. He saw 2 throws back to first, then a mound visit with the teammates, then a mound visit with the coaches, and now a new pitcher. And he'll have to wait. Looks to be a pitch comm issue here. Now again, Reimers, the new device. And now he's ready to go. And he takes strike 1. Reimers has allowed just a .222 average with runners on this year. Jamie Z's on first after drawing a walk. And Graham takes outside. Graham waits on the 1-1. And takes on the outside corner, strike 2. Good pitch that time from Reimers. One-two misses low, and the count even at 2-2. Graham reached all 3 times today. Hit by pitch in the 2nd, single in the 4th, and walk in the 6th. And he hits one softly up the middle. Could be a double play. On to second for 1, and on to first for 2. Well executed by the Stanford defense to get us to the 8th inning. It was the big shot from Mason Barth, though, giving Notre Dame the 3-run lead. Stanford bats after this. He matches his career high with 12 strikeouts, and he met the moment all afternoon. His day's done after 7 innings. Can't say enough about what he's given Notre Dame today.
Yeah, just a variety of the pitches, and he's also really helped Notre Dame on offense as well, right? He's given these batters a lot of comfort coming up to the plate against a Stanford team that usually puts up a whole ton of runs. So a job well done once again from Jack Riddell, and it brings forth Noah Rooney.
Noah Rooney, the Minnesota transfer. Notre Dame looking at him to keep this lead at 3. He'll face the top of this Stanford order. Rooney has struggled a bit recently. He's allowed at least 2 runs in 4 of his last 5 appearances. But he's a guy, and that's important with a lead, he's a guy that's going to throw the ball in the strike zone. 28 strikeouts this season and just 7 walks. First pitch to Sasaki in there for a strike.
And Noah Rooney had a nice 6 strikeout game against Boston College less than a week ago. I was in the Sunday game there.
Sasaki takes low and away, ball 1. Sasaki 1 for 2 today. Fouled out the first, doubled in the 3rd, and then walked in the 5th. Takes inside here, ball 2. Rooney brings a very experienced element to this Irish bullpen. Had a great career at Minnesota before coming over to Notre Dame. And he's He's been a guy that Coach Stifler has often turned to out of the bullpen.
Yeah, excellent pickup in the transfer portal, especially with a pretty young staff, a young team, all things considered. There is Sean Stifler.
Sasaki chops one hard down the first baseline, and it stays 2-2. Sasaki hitting .380 this year as the leadoff batter. 2-2. Slider misses high and in. And a little stare down from Sasaki.
I was gonna say, Sasaki, he's not even phased. It's the staring contest. Maybe the intimidation factor.
You got the Soto shuffle and the Sasaki stare down. And he takes inside, ball 4. So Stanford's got the leadoff man on with a walk. And Court McDonald will come to the plate.
Well, suppose it works for Sasaki, whatever gets the job done, right? The stare down, the ball right after he gets on first, and he's had himself a nice outing.
Court McDonald, a hot hitter as of late. He's got hits in 16 of his last 21 games. He takes a first pitch strike here. Good story. He's bounced back this season after an injury affected his 2025 junior campaign last year. His stats this year, his numbers are much more in line with his outstanding stats in 2024 as a sophomore when he hit .325. 337 for him this year, and 340 with runners on base. He's got one out there and Sasaki on first.
Yeah, he's got the second best batting average on the team, and he's somebody who's also had a solid games thus far. I mean, 1 for 3, but I like what I see from him as a base runner as well. He's a really fast guy.
Takes outside here for ball 1. Well, he was an outstanding track athlete in high school. He holds his school record in the 4x100 and the 4x400 relay. So he's got some speed. He pulls this one foul down the right field line.
He's got some power too, look at that.
Certainly does. Two strikes. Stanford still trailing 5-2. Trying to rally here after the leadoff man Sasaki reached on a walk. And this one just tipped foul. Good job by McDonald to stay alive. McDonald, a seasoned guy here in ACC play, 328 in conference play. It's a great number. Two now after that one misses low. So the count even at 2-2. McDonald looking to keep the line moving. And lines one sharply into center field. Berkland coming in and puts it in his pocket, 1 out. Hard hit ball, but Berkland was right there. Good defensive play in the wind.
Yeah, really good ability to track it down, and you noted a bit earlier, Jack, this is not an easy place to play in the outfield. This guy's, of course, acclimated with it by now, but it's always a challenge, even for these Golden Domers of Notre Dame.
It's a challenge for everybody that plays here. As Tokheim bounces the first pitch foul.
And add some pop to it.
Tokheim, we've talked about a lot today. The standout freshman from Seattle. Hits in 29 of 36 games played for him this season. He's got extra base hits in 18 of those 36, excuse me.
He's among the top of his class in every single major statistical category across the country. Likely land as a freshman All-American. He was named to the midseason freshman All-American team.
Certainly well on his way to being named an end-of-season All-American as well, as he fouls this one off to stay alive. 0-2 still. He's hit a little bit of a cold stretch recently, just 1 home run in his last 12 games. But still, he's second amongst true freshmen in slugging percentage and 8th in home runs. 0-2 on the way. This one's going to get through for a base hit. Sasaki's going to pull in at second, and Tokeim's going to pull in at first. Second hit of the day for Teddy Tokeim. Stanford's got 2 on and 1 out. Nice piece of hitting here, Chris.
Yeah, that's the thing. Maybe he hasn't had the power as of late, but he had a hit in each game of the Florida State series, and he had a 15-game hit streak just a bit earlier. Now, how about this? Notre Dame pitching, Jack Riddell, 3.5 ERA. Rest of the team, 6.66, and Riddell today was outstanding. The question is, what type of support can he get?
Yeah, went 7 innings, 2 earned runs, and his team took a 3-run lead by the time his day was done. But now 2 on and 1 out as Noah Rooney comes on in relief. Eric Gian, the second baseman, will hit now for Stanford. Beautiful time of the day here in South Bend.
It is. This is not the guy you want to see at the plate if you're Notre Dame right now. Eric Gian riding a whole lot of highs after that series against the Seminoles. And even today, he had a nice double in the first inning.
Takes ball 1 outside. 8 RBIs in the last 11. He's looking for more here to try and cut or even erase this Notre Dame lead. Takes outside. 8 home runs this season for Gian. Noah Rooney has allowed 4.
One thing with Riddell was that first pitch strike. We mentioned that. And haven't really seen it with Noah Rooney. He's behind in the count here against Gian.
2-0. On the inside corner, strike 1. Perfect pitch with the fastball. Two and 1 pitch. High fly ball down the left field line. Waters coming in, trying to make the play in the wind. Camps out under it and makes the play. 2 out. Good job by Waters to get under that one. And there's 2 out with 2 on now.
Yeah, Bino Waters has impressed out in left field, and meanwhile Sasaki stays over at second. Thought about it.
J.J. Moran.
J.J. Moran now, the third baseman. 3 strikeouts today, all swinging. He takes ball 1 here.
He's been on a bit of a cold streak. Wasn't too hot against Florida State. Didn't get on base 14 at-bats against them, but was 2 for 5 in the midweek against UC Davis. Needs to channel that performance here, as the Cardinal need him.
They certainly do. It's a big spot for him here. He's hitting .304 with runners in scoring position this year. Two and 0. On the inside corner, another good pitch on 2-0 from Rooney. It's exactly what he did to Eric Gian. Two and 1. Misses inside, 3-1. If Moran were to reach, Brock Sell would be the next batter for Stanford. He's 0 for 2 today. In there for a called strike, 3-2. Well, as far as the pitches come, they don't get much bigger than this one's going to be. 3-2. 2 out, 2 on, top of the 8th. Here's the pitch. Ground ball towards short. Z is there. Fires across the diamond. Got him. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Notre Dame 5, Stanford 2. Keep it right here on the ACC Network Extra. It's on the mound for Stanford. We want to take some time here in the bottom of the 8th inning. A lot of our crew here at Fighting Irish Media are students, and we want to take a second to recognize Andrew Ryan up there on the high home camera today, braving the wind, the elements. And as far as camera operators go, there's not many better than Andrew. Boy, he's done so many of these broadcasts for us at FIM, and he's working his last game today. So a big-time shout-out and a big-time thank you to Andrew. And what we do here is just such a small part of the broadcast, and what Andrew's doing up there is a whole heck of a lot harder than what we got to do today. Up there in the cold, in the wind.
100%.
Great job today, Andrew. 1-1 now to Drew Berkland. As Ben Reimers steps back to the rubber. Berkland 1 for 4 today. Make it 2 for 5. And it gets away in right field from Brock Sell. Berkland's going to be in second with a double. Sell just lost it on a hop out there in right field and essentially gifted Berkland an extra base.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened, and a heads-up play for Berkland here. And look at that. His head is facing forward. He sees the ball, and then he just goes, easily beating the throw.
I will say that's a very good recovery from Brock Sell out there in right field. He nearly got him, and it was a really good throw.
Yeah, it was pretty much right on the money. Sometimes just get unlucky out there, and as we've said before, it's tough playing in the outfield here at Frank Eck Stadium, especially on a windy South Bend night.
Bino Waters now 0 for 3 today with a walk in the 6th. Takes inside, ball 1. Reimers, 2/3 an inning of work today. Touched on this in the last frame, but allowing just a .214 batting average this season to opposing hitters with runners on base. Waters has got Berkland on second and in scoring position.
Yeah, I thought Reimers did a good job just to calm things down when he initially came in, and of course he's benefited from the double play there to end the 7th.
Waters bounces one down the first base line. It's fair. Good job by Sasaki to get in front of it over there. That ball was hit very hard. And there's one out in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, Sasaki just set. Picture perfect right here. Backtracks a little bit. As easy as you would like, he steps on the bag.
That's game planning right there. They were in perfect positioning with the shift. And because of that, it was an easy play for Sasaki to make over there at first base. So Stanford brings the infield in, trying to keep the lead as best they can at 3. They've got 3 defenders on the grass on the left side of the infield. Sasaki, the lone man on the right side, playing well off first base. The speedy Drew Berkland, the runner on third. 0-1. And Quattrani lines one into left field. Berkland's going to tag, and he will score easily. The Notre Dame lead now 4. The advantage 6-2. Good situational hitting from Mark Quattrani to get that one in the air.
Yeah, really well done from Quattrani, and even Bino there was able to move Berkland to third, which then brings home the run in the next at bat. Drew Berkland 2 for 5. He's made a ton of impact today. He's had himself a real solid outing.
Yeah, he's done some damage when he's gotten on base, as we've come to expect from him this season.
Yeah, I mean, 2 runs for him, 2 hits, 1 RBI. That's why he's the leadoff man.
1-0 found straight back. This is Dylan Passo, the first baseman. Passo 0 for 4 today. 3 ground outs and a strikeout in the 5th. Takes outside, ball 2. Two-one pitch. This is outside again, ball 3. Passo, a 300 hitter this season with 2 outs. He waits on the 3-1 and takes outside, ball 4. Jace Lee will come to the plate now for Notre Dame.
The right fielder, number 1,
Jace Lee 0 for 3 today, but then walked in the 7th. Dylan Passo out there on first base. And Lee takes strike 1. Lee, a 250 hitter this season with runners on, 242 with 2 outs. Both of those marks well below his season average of 294. As he takes ball 1. And it has gotten notably colder here as this game has gone on.
Yeah, I just put the jacket on, Jack. It's freezing.
We don't want to talk about it too much here inside of our
No,
window
I
booth.
can't complain. It's not sour grapes by any means, but yeah, it makes for a tough condition, and especially with Stanford. I mean, this is a team, like we mentioned, coming from 70-degree weather. It's a big change. It's a big shift.
1-2. Line to the right side, another base hit for Notre Dame. Passo's going to go first to third, and Jace Lee's going to try and get to second here. He's in safely. Aggressive heads-up base running from Jace Lee, and Notre Dame's got 2 in scoring position with 2 outs.
Yeah, I thought initially maybe Broxell's throw to second would get there in time. It looked like Lee didn't have enough to bobble, but just not enough mustard on it. Because he quickly stands up, right? He's not really able to get the force and the power behind it. And Jace Lee will gladly take second as Passo gets to third.
And there's been a number of times today Notre Dame has been aggressive on the base paths, and it's paid off, trying to turn singles into doubles, trying to go first to third on base hits, and even some hard hit balls on the infield. And for the most part, it's really worked out for Notre Dame today, as this one skirts away from Luke Lavin.
And they've stuck with it. I mean, earlier in the game, Brustevich was out at home for that aggressive base running, right? So at first, it kind of came back to bite them a little bit here and there, but they've really stayed the course, and it's proven to work.
Yeah, credit to them for doing that. That's not always easy to do. Brustevich takes a strike, and now it's 1-1. Another run here would be big for Notre Dame, because as it stands right now, this is still a one-swing ball game potentially, with Stanford having their last chance up next. Brustevich, a chopper up the middle, and the play made in time by Eric Gion in the shift. So we will head to the top of the 9th. Last chance for Stanford, who trails by 4. See if they have more magic up their sleeve when we come back.
leading off the South Carolina League in pitching for Stanford, number 7, Dylan Shaw.
Go for it, go for it.
Right-handed batter, freshman, a 200 hitter on the year. This is just his 16th at-bat of the season, and he's behind 0-2. Noah Rooney still on the mound for Notre Dame. Navigated some trouble to post a scoreless 8th. The same in the 9th would mean a save. And he misses inside, 1-2. One and two. Bouncing ball down the third base line and foul. I think any time in these final innings, Chris, that a team can get the leadoff batter on base, that's really, really big. And that's exactly what Stanford's trying to do here with Philip Chong. And got him looking with the slider. Great pitch from Rooney. 1 out.
Yeah, Rooney giving his best stuff. Listen, it was a bit up and down last inning for him, but this one, sweet as it gets. Now Charlie Bates steps up, and Bates is somebody who's had his fair share of big moments this year.
He's gonna slash one high into left field. Waters coming in and makes a low catch in left field, but there's 2 out. So Stanford now down to their final out. They'll look to Jimmy Nadai, who's 0 for 3 today, to extend this game. Notre Dame looking to start this series off with a win. A loss today would mean the first in 6 games for Stanford. If you know anything about this Cardinal team, though, you know it's certainly not over yet, although it might be now as Z comes in, makes the throw across the diamond, and the game is over. Notre Dame takes it 6-2 over Stanford on the back of a big, timely home run from Mason Barth and some good pitching from Jack Riddell and Noah Rooney.
Yeah, that was the difference. It was on the mound. Jack Riddell he tied his career high, 12 strikeouts. And then defensively, I thought Jamie Z, who made that final out there, was brilliant all day long for Notre Dame. So from top to bottom, a real good day in the office for Sean Stifler's men, and they get a well-deserved 6-2 win here at Frank Eck Stadium, Jack.
Feel-good win here on Friday. The Irish go behind their Mr. Friday Night, Jack Riddell, to take the series opener from Stanford. We'll be back tomorrow here at 2 Eastern from Frank Eck for Game 2 of the series. For everyone who helps put on these broadcasts, our producer Ben Swiderski, our director Will Bailey, and everyone that helped out today, thank you so much for watching, and have a good night.